Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well in this beautiful weekend. I think many of you were so surprised with the volatility yesterday of Bitcoin during the weekend as well. As you know, I mentioned in the videos before that yesterday and even like for today, because it's the third day of that Bitcoin conference. So yesterday it was very important because Donald Trump gave a speech during the conference, and I mentioned that at that time it might be very volatile, and that's exactly what happened over there, right? Many people and on the social media and everything, they were expecting like a crazy upside trend during the speech that Bitcoin might go to the moon directly. Of course, it's nice to see the spirit of being positive for Bitcoin. That's nice to see. But however, we have to always to be realistic, right? I hope that not many people lost money with it, because once the speech has started, Bitcoin dropped down like very fast and sharply. Yeah, this is psychology of the trading, okay, of the market. It makes you scared that you go out with your money and that you cannot provide. Maybe some people even like put a lot of money here already bought once the speech has started, okay, which they cannot cover even this drop, especially if they use leverage. So be cautious, guys. Never do that. Have a strategy also, and always make a plan how you want to enter and how you want to exit, and always keep in mind how to exit in case the market reverses against you. Okay, so that is the most important thing when you trade and when you work, when you take this as serious business. All right, so be careful with that. And of course, we did not see any of the social media things that it went up like crazy, because this is the reality of the market. Okay, here Elliott Wave is the reality of the market. Elliott Wave shows exactly the psychology of the market. Elliott Wave can tell you exactly what are the possibilities, the high possibilities that could happen. And yesterday we saw a wave 5 forming, finishing a full, great, healthy impulse, right, at that point here, right? So once we saw this and we start to see a rejection back and forming an A B, and a C, that was the signal that yes, this is the end of the bull market, right? Currently, I mean the small one here, the small wave, which is a bullish trend. So I hope that you keep your trade safe, and that you are cautious with this, because it could be really harmful. So what we saw yesterday, of course, during the speech of Trump, of course, he mentioned some things like he wanted to fire Gary Gensler from his first day. So that was like a pullback, right, towards the upside. However, it is already planned. It was already planned, even like psychologically. Okay, so as you can see, we see A, B, and now we see the C wave, right? So there is nothing there that it could be just like made just by manpower, all right? And every time something like this happens, we see a pullback, the price comes back where it should be, right? So this is the thing. So after seeing this, we have finished complete the wave 1, the main wave 1. We have seen a retracement right? Which is a signal for that this bull trend has ended, right? Has ended here and has stopped. Hopefully, of course. I mean, this is a nice signal. No signal for bullish anymore currently. Maybe we see some. We have to read it later on. But now, currently, we don't see any signal of bullish, right? I cannot read any 1-2 towards the upside, right? Any impulse, any diagonal. I cannot see any motive waves towards the upside. Currently, I see motive waves only towards the downside, where we can see an ABC first, and even it could be read as a 1-2, 1-2, or a 1-2 and then 1-2. All right, a bigger one, because we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is actually for wave C, I would call it. But however, because this can be A, B, and C as well, right? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a very messy here, of course, because of the news and the speech and everything. However, if you want to still read this, it's still a motive wave towards the downside, right? We see like the price going towards the downside. So I believe that this might be, of course, an ABC. We might see one more wave towards the downside. And then forming a wave A, right, and then B and C, okay? So this, like the basic reading for now, right? So in this video, it's gonna be a little bit longer because I wanna move in many points here and many things that Elliott Wave shows us. I want to show you also that the wave 1, the length and the price was exactly the same of the wave 5. As I mentioned before, based on Elliott Wave, the wave 5 sometimes tends to be exactly the same price, same length, and even like almost the same inclination with price. That means the time, right? So it's almost the same, right? So that was a perfect match. And so we see also that the price has touched exactly the trend line taken from the daily chart. You can see the yellow line here, taken from these lower points, right? I'm gonna count it for you, starting from this one, touching this one, here, and also our wave 3 top price. With that, it has showed us also a rejection under this line again. And if we take another line taken from that price to this or to that, we can see that even we did not reach the higher price. I'm gonna take it here actually, this price there, those two, yeah. So this could be the highest point. So we did not see even a continuation to touch even the higher touches of these trends. I mean, here, of course, because that's why, I mean, I don't rely so much on trend lines, but it's a nice signal that one can use. However, as you saw, I rely always like on Elliott Wave guidelines and rules. We see here exactly the same wave 5 length on price. I mean with price, I mean the price, the quantity of the price, right? From here to here and from here to here is equal. So this is the thing. That's perfect. This gives us here a signal, okay, that we start to see some weakness, right? We see some weakness towards the downside. So that is regarding the trend. I want to have also some readings for the Bollinger Bands today. I want to move on in some indicators, read the indicators, what's going on, also in that, get more evidence that we have topped, right? So to see what's going on. So on the daily chart with the Bollinger Bands, we can see that, okay, we can see that the impulse, of course, has started from the lower band and retested and rejected, and of course it has started then the great impulse, breaking the yellow line during the impulse because it's very explosive and massive, touching the upper band, rejecting, and then retest, and rejecting, then even not hitting the yellow band, try to goes up again, even not hitting the upper band. So that means, okay, we start to consolidate, right? We have started to consolidate in this area. And of course, after finishing full 5 waves, what we are expecting is a consolidation and of course like to show the continuation or even to going to a lower prices, right? And of course, in that case, we are looking for lower prices in order to move up further, right? Nothing can move on, and it's not about us. What do we want? It's not about me, what I want, or what the social media wants, right? Again, it's psychology, and be careful that the market always use the psychology or the sentiments against us, right? What the market wants from us is our money. Actually, it's not that she wants to give us money. Okay, so keep that in mind. She wants the market look afterwards the liquidations. Okay, guys. So keep that in mind. Where the market have a lot of money that it can take, the prices will follow. All right. Keep that in mind. It's not the electronic thing. It's, of course, guys, that is in the market, that is the strong and that is the weak, right? What I mean with this is the whales, the ETFs, the big people, the guru, right? And on the opposite side, we have the normal trader, maybe the lower volume of capitals and so on. So, which is the social media, basically. All right. Know that that the market, it represents at least 65%, right, of whales and ETFs and so on, and the 35%, the other 35, I would say it's us. Okay. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep this in mind, and that's why it's really hard for us, for normal people, to make money in the market. Okay, so don't forget that this 65% of the market, I mean with capitals, okay, but the number of the traders are very low, are lower than the 35, unfortunately, but this is a reality. Yeah, the 65% of the market, what you see here, is not just us, right? Mostly it is ETFs, it is the ways, the guru money, hidden people that they don't want to even like have a high profile, yeah, but that they have a lot of money. We can see even this on the exchanges, right? Like Arkham and some websites where you see some exchanges and transfers with millions and millions of dollars, right, for Bitcoin. So this is what I'm talking about. Be careful, guys. This part of the market somehow has more influence than the social media even. Okay, and it might take advantage from the social media psychology to make more money for themselves. All right. So this is how the market works. Just this is my point of view. This is my perspective of view from trading and of the market. So let's continue now. Sorry for going so much deeper into the psychology of the market, but I think this is one of the most important things because trading also is changing your point of view in a way to understand that it's not what you want, it's not what we want. It is about against what we want. Okay, this is how you have to understand it somehow sometimes. All right. With Bollinger Band we are done. Let's look a little bit on the volume. Okay. Let's move to the 4 hour. Here we go. So yesterday we saw a very high volume, right? After finishing the bull trend, right? At that point, and we saw a downtrend here with a very high volume, and that is an indication. Okay, this is an indicator that okay, there is a huge volume going down. All right, it's very simple. And I believe when this happens, this is read as wave 1. Okay, when you see high volume on after, of course, finishing an impulse and starting a new trend, okay, or a reversal, we see this signal, right? And normally this tends to be a wave 1, okay? So that might be a 1, a 2, and we are looking forward to the downside, okay? This is regarding the volume, and one more indicator I would like to see is MACD, right? And the RSI, all right? So first on the MACD, let's start with the daily in the MACD. Now the MACD is a beautiful indicator, but sometimes it is very laggy, like it can just, how to say, like it can mislead you, all right? Sometimes it is misleading. So you cannot really rely on it the whole time. To be honest, I rely on it just on a few things, like few times when I really need to know if we are getting into a reversal soon. So I go into the 15-minute and I watch if there is a possibility to go upwards, for example, to continue to go upwards, for example, here. Which yeah, it shows yeah that we almost did a wave here. Okay, so expect, of course, to go back down, and starting like after 2 candles, 3 candles, that it might start to reverse. Okay, so this is a possibility here. So this is how I use MACD sometimes, and for other things I use also the divergence of the MACD. So for example, I'm going to show you here on the daily how do I use it. So if you, let's take our trend here, by the way, our trend, the yellow trend, okay? If we make another yellow trend here, okay, taken from that part to that part, okay, on the bullish patterns, like that, okay, you can see that those lines have divergence, right? The tops here have a lot of divergence, especially this one, okay? If this daily close under, continue to close red, that means this is a bigger divergence here, right? For this, and when that happened, that means we are expecting a down or a reversal, right? Going down. So that is how also I use it on the big scale, on the daily chart, all right? I use the volume pattern behind, and yeah, as you can see also that this we are close to make a cross here. So once we get the cross, it might start to go down, right? And you have, always in MACD, you have to consider that the half of the pattern is considered as bullish, for example, bearish, right? This was a bullish side. This is a bearish side. Then we're gonna get a half, which is considered also as bearish. Then from this side, you have to consider a bullish pattern, okay, that is forming now. So this is also how you read here behind the MACD, all right? I hope that is helpful. It helped me sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't really work the whole time. Yeah, sometimes it, like for example, it can continue the trend. It can come to a cross and then continue, and then creating another wave, right? So be careful with this. This is what I'm talking about. This is so tricky in MACD and so on. So that's why you cannot rely so much on it. Okay. Another indicator is RSI, the relative strength index. So what we can see also in the RSI, I'm looking for divergences. So if we look at the daily also, right? Let's go to the 4-hour because it's gonna be clearer. So if we take the higher high here of the RSI, we take this trend down, right? And we take this from here, this trend line, and this top to here. It's a very clear divergence, right? It's a perfect divergence if we take it together, right? So when we see that, that means also it's a reversal. Very clear, okay? It's a very clear reversal. So as you can see, even the indicators give us indication that we might reverse soon, okay? And looking for lower prices, and that's very normal. It comes from where it comes from. It comes from finishing the pattern 1, and we are looking for the wave 2. And this is what these are the evidence that I want to check before. Also, because I'm 75% Elliott Wave and 25% maybe indicators and research and everything, right? So it's like a backup, right, for me. We can see also that the RSI has touched here, overbought, here also overbought, and then again one touch there and retrace deeper. So yeah, what we are expecting is lower prices, to be honest. Okay, and all right, so that was for the indicators. That's a nice reading and nice backup for our Elliott Wave scenario. Now, what I want to move on is a Pitchfork and to see what happened yesterday. So in this channel, the channel shows us that the waves has been trading all the time inside the channel. Okay. Once we went outside the channel for a wave 4, which is very typical, we got this wave 4 exactly outside the channel, and the wave 5 tends to go and test almost around the area of the channel for a wave 5. So that was perfectly done, okay, perfectly done by Bitcoin. A beautiful bullish pattern, and yeah, what we are expecting now, we can see a pattern of 1, 2, 1, 2, or even a bigger 1, 2, right? So it could be a 1, A, B, and C, right? And then it could be a higher C, and then move down. Okay, it could be now if we got a more extension for the wave 5, which is low possibility. If we saw, but it cannot really go high. Higher than this even, okay, or than this. So the last price was 69,400 for Bitcoin, okay. But just to keep in mind, even I don't. It's very rare that I look to the prices. To be honest, I'm a trader. I don't care so much if it goes really to 100, 200k, or it goes to 15k. It doesn't matter for me. I make money from both. This is the idea of trading. Okay, yeah, so this is beautiful for the Pitchfork. Let's move to the bearish scenario. And before moving to the bearish scenario, I wanna share with you the supports and the resistance, and also the POC, the point of control. So in this range, if we go also to the daily, by the way, all right, here we go. So in this range, I use the fixed range value, and we see how many points of control in yellow we have here, right? So these points of control are, yeah, it's exactly what it says. It's a point of control. Once we break them, okay, and we see that Bitcoin has tested them yesterday and today also is testing them and then coming back. But once we test them again and go through it, okay, so expect, of course, a very sharp downside, right? Once we break those lines. So if I remove now this, you can see exactly we have the point of control in this area, and it tends to go and test the lower points of control, which are going to be in this area. Okay, first. So expect an A and then B and then C to a lower point of control. Now this is an old one. It might have, of course, because of the volume of trade has changed, it might have went up. And I think it should be somewhere here. So what I'm explaining is A, B, and C. Normally the point of control are very important to trace the next prices, right? So this is regarding point of control. For the bearish scenario, finally back to Elliott Wave, what we are expecting. I'm gonna move directly to the 1 hour chart, so to see this much clearer. So of course we have several bullish patterns here, right, inside each other, but it doesn't matter. I remove them, I will clean them. All what I need is to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we have finished a bullish pattern there as an impulse, and what we are looking for is a downside trend. So this is a wave 1 here, and we are looking to the downside, and of course it's not gonna go down in one way. We are expecting, especially when it goes down, yeah, as I told you before, there is many buyers who buys with the bots and with the DCA, so expect like very messy downtrend, okay? However, what we're gonna see is a downtrend as A, B, and C. What I'm looking forward again, the CME gap, right? So CME gap, we have a huge CME gap which appears also on the weekly, right? On the weekly chart of the CME futures of Bitcoin, we see a huge gap which it should be closed, and I'm expecting, of course, this to be our wave 2 target. And as you can see already, the price action has started to form kind of downside patterns, right? And it looks like kind of like 1, 2 scenarios, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. We're gonna see how this is gonna unfold. It's still messy and unclear, of course. It could be, I don't know, A, B, C as well. We're gonna see how this is gonna unfold. Okay, it's not yet very clear, to be honest. But what I'm expecting, if we got an impulse here, I'm expecting 3 waves up for B, another impulse for A. Okay, it could be diagonals, remember, right? Because of the messy downside with the DCA and everything, it might be diagonal and not impulse. So keep this in mind. So what I'm expecting again, after finishing this zigzag, I'm expecting again, right, after finishing this zigzag, impulse, 3 waves, impulse, again 3 waves to the upside. Now, here is the question. Is it possible that we just bottom with 3 waves like that? Very possible, yes. Very possible, yes. However, yeah, so keep in mind that it might be a shallow retracement to the back, okay, for a wave 2. So normally when it is very bullish, it even barely touch the 0.38 as a wave 2. I'm talking. So expect that, yeah, expect that we might have just 3 waves down and then move up again. And even what you will say, okay, what about the CME gap? Again, it's not necessarily to close it directly, however, preferably that it does, right? Because during this uptrend, we're gonna have to be scared about it the whole time, or keep it in mind the whole time. And a CME gap will keep the price somehow shaky, okay? Oh, remember, I'm there, yeah? So this is the thing, right? I prefer that it goes deeper, close the CME gap, and move on. That's why. I prefer this scenario, to be honest, to be the perfect scenario for a crazy, bullish, explosive, massive explosive trend, okay? And if we want this, we need to close that CME gap. If we doesn't close that CME gap, do not expect even a strong bull trend, yeah, because that is a gap. Very simple, all right? So this is the thing. It might be shallow as well. Keep that in mind. However, I'm expecting ABC again, 3 wave and 5 waves down, finishing the wave C exactly in this box area where it is a very common area for a wave 2 based on Elliott Wave theory, and boom, all right, towards the upside. So that was my reading for Bitcoin next prices. Now, this is of course the highest possibility scenario. Now, if we are bullish, if you are bullish, very bullish on Bitcoin, what do you expect if you want to have a bullish pattern? So a bullish pattern could be an extension of wave 5. Very simple. Extension of wave 5, which it could be there. Okay, like that. All right. Already bottomed. Okay. If we are looking for extension, the extension cannot really go higher. Okay, it can grind up a little bit and then go down, touch the trend line and go down. Okay. However, very risky. Okay, very risky trade. So be cautious. I hope that you liked the video. If you did, please press the like button and subscribe for the channel if you did not yet. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Have a nice weekend and see you in the next video.